Welcome back to the English Leap podcast. Today, we're tackling a huge issue, focus, or more accurately, why it seems so impossible to maintain. Evan, why do you think so many people, students, professionals, every struggle to focus these days?
Great question, Aaron. The core reason isn't laziness or a lack of willpower. It's that our brains are constantly overstimulated. Imagine trying to listen to a whisper in a packed stadium. That's what modern life feels like for our attention. There's just too much input all the time.
That's a powerful analogy, and it's true. We're always scrolling, switching apps, and multitasking. It's almost like we're feeding our own distraction. How does this impact English learners in particular?
For English learners, this overstimulation means you might try watching videos, reading subtitles, and switching between grammar and vocabulary apps all at once. But instead of learning more, your brain can't process anything deeply, so nothing really sticks.
Let's clear up a big misunderstanding. Struggling to focus does not mean you're lazy. Why do you think this myth is so widespread?
Much of it comes from cultural expectations. People assume productivity is just about effort, but as research from Stanford shows, mental fatigue comes more from overstimulation than undermotivation. Your brain waves a white flag, not out of weakness, but from constant overload.
So, if you're feeling exhausted after a day of so-called rest, it might just be because your brain never truly got a break.
Exactly. True rest means reducing input, not just doing nothing. For learners, even 10 minutes of focused listening is more effective than an hour of distracted multitasking.
Transitioning from internal struggles to external ones, let's talk environment. In what ways does your physical space affect your ability to focus?
A cluttered or noisy environment acts like background static. For example, a 2011 Princeton study found that visual clutter competes for your attention, making it harder to process information. Even the buzz of your phone or a messy desk can derail your focus before you start.
So, even if you're motivated, a chaotic space can sabotage you. How can English learners create a more focus-friendly environment with limited resources?
Simple steps work best. Pick a quiet spot, use headphones, and clear your workspace. Even just 15 minutes in a focus zone, no messages, no noise tells your brain, this matters.
Now, let's address a big trap, confusing busyness with productivity. Why do so many learners fall into this pattern?
It's easy to equate a long to-do list with real progress. But it's like running on a treadmill, lots of effort, no forward movement. Research by Cal Newport on deep work highlights that surface-level tasks rarely lead to true mastery.
So, if you're watching 10 videos and writing down 50 new words but nothing sticks, you're basically spinning your wheels.
Exactly. Instead, shift toward depth over noise. Focus on mastering 5 new words, use them in sentences, and repeat. Learning happens in layers, not in a rush.
That brings us to another crucial factor, your why. How does having a clear purpose influence your ability to focus?
Purpose acts like a compass for your brain. Neuroscience shows that when tasks feel meaningful, dopamine levels increase, boosting both attention and retention. If you tie English learning to real-life goals, travel, friendships, a job focus follows naturally.
So, instead of memorizing grammar for its own sake, connect it to your dreamlike chatting with a friend abroad or understanding your favorite movie.
Exactly. When your brain sees the point, learning becomes less of a chore and more of a mission.
Let's debunk another myth. Focus isn't a magical mood that appears. It's a muscle you can train. How does this mindset shift help learners?
Treating focus like a muscle means you expect it to tire and strengthen with practice. Just as you wouldn't run a marathon without training, you shouldn't expect perfect concentration without building it up. Start with short, intentional sessions, say 10 minutes of focused listening.
And over time, those 10 minutes can grow to 20 or 30, just like adding weights at the gym. It's about consistency, not intensity.
Exactly. Regular, gentle practice rewires your brain's attention circuits, making focus feel more natural, not forced.
Let's shift to the body. How does physical movement impact our ability to concentrate, especially for language learners?
Movement boosts blood flow, which improves brain function. A 2019 study in the journal Nature found that even brief walks increase attention span and memory. For English learners, Pairing study with movement like listening to a podcast while walking can cement new vocabulary and ideas.
So, instead of sitting still and feeling stuck, try stretching, standing up, or even speaking out loud as you learn. It's like shaking up a snow globe and letting your thoughts settle.
Absolutely. Mixing movement with learning not only refreshes your brain, but can also make study sessions feel less like work and more like play.
Let's tackle willpower. Why is relying only on willpower to focus often a losing battle?
Willpower is like a battery it depletes with use. According to psychologist Roy Baumeister, even small decisions drain our self-control. Instead, building systems and routines makes focus automatic, like brushing your teeth.
So, for English learners, that could mean a fixed morning listening routine or reading one article before bed no debate, just habit.
Exactly. Systems reduce decision fatigue. Over weeks, these small, repeatable actions build momentum, turning focus into your default state, not a daily struggle.
Now, let's talk words. Why is expanding your vocabulary so important for staying focused and making progress in English?
Vocabulary is like a toolbox. The more words you know, the easier it is to build complex thoughts and express yourself confidently. A 2020 Cambridge study found that learners with a broader vocabulary advanced twice as fast in speaking and comprehension.
That's impressive. And learning vocabulary in contexts like listening to Charlotte's breakdown makes it stick even better.
Precisely. Using new words in real sentences, repeating them aloud, and connecting them to experiences cements them in your memory. It's active learning, not just memorization.
As we wrap up, what's your advice for listeners who want to sustain their focus and keep growing in English beyond today's episode?
Keep your learning journey gentle and consistent. Use resources like our free PDF, which includes vocabulary lists and reflection questions. Set small, achievable goals and track your progress week to week. It's about steady growth, not overnight transformation.
And remember, every step counts. Whether it's 5 words or 10 focus minutes, it all adds up. Let us know your biggest challenge with focus in the comments and explore our curated videos to continue improving.
Exactly. Stay kind to your mind, create supportive systems, and celebrate each milestone. Your progress is a journey, not a race.